underway. Yes, indeed. It is 2 best of 3s for us on the menu, and we start with our very first map of the day. I've got Chad Bircher with me. How you doing, mate?
Not too shabby. I'm excited to get this one underway, and so a complexity here out the gate. 2 P250s. Bit of utility and quite the fast start. You got the 1x bet odds at the top of your screen right there, favouring the international squad. And ZTR, the young gun, trying to pepper through.
Staring at his map the entire time. They are flooding through connector. In fact, off the flash, they're in. Yeah, ZTR's got a duel right here, and right now he delivers. First into config will be found, and that's JKS putting the kit on the ground. Hampus bides his time. Rez combines with him to hold them at bay. Complexity are into the side. Blame F is still around that Palace position. Hampus will go down, and it leaves just Nork on that CT with so much of the round, but so much of the map lost. He's going to give it his best shot. 2 duels there. Blame has got out of the Palace, and they're actually going for this plant. He tries to punish on that moment, and instead is met by lead. NIP lose the pistol.
Yeah, NIP might be in a bit of trouble on a map like Mirage here. Comfort pick for complexity, map that they lean into time and time again. And if the individuals, as Config was saying, are playing a high level of Counter-Strike, I think that the Ninjas might be having a rough day at the office here. ZTR is a name that we're going to be mentioning a lot, right? And I had a little bit of look at the stats before getting into today's game. He is in the bottom 10 players in the tournament. He's the newest addition to NIP. But the fact he's a 17-year-old calling some of the shots on some of the maps, a lot of responsibility. So if he can just have a respectable performance...
I mean, there's such a discrepancy. When you take a look at some of the experience, you've got Major Winner Rush, you've got JKS, who's been, you know, battling it out for his region domestically in the oceanic side of things for so damn long.
7 years now.
7. And Config, let's not forget as well, like he's been up and down on his grind to the tippy top. And so with ZTR, one of his first professional teams, calling the shots, yeah, I can understand why there might be a bit of a discrepancy in his stats. Let's see, though, what this game has to offer. So Plopski's got a lot of early info. Now, that will enable an educated guess. You can see the 4 members of NIP. Unfortunately, could be false info. Oh, Poison. Oh, with the bomb, no less. And his knife out. It's a free headshot, and Plopski puts the bomb on the ground. He'll drop
a smoke as well.
A smoke, and now he knows the flank is very, very, very real possibility. It's only a Mac 10. Rush makes it work. Dink exchange, but the bomb and the pressure slightly relieved, and they do have B. Config doing a whole lot here. If Hampus could cut him down to size...
He won't be ready for this, surely.
Now, he is. Doesn't get the shot, though. Config will have the sight, and the bomb plant likely to follow.
Important shots there from Config. Yeah, there was a lot of pressure off the Plopski push. Looked like they were herding cattle right there towards that A bomb site. The bomb getting dropped on Poison actually forced him to go back towards B. So working in Complexity's favor in a round like this. And now it is just ETR and Nork. Last 2 standing. Deagles in hand. Kevlar with them. Diffuse kit in the smoke. Maybe just holding on to these might be name of the game for round number 2.
Especially considering what they've got here, Complexity. The only thing you lost in your second round was the Mac 10. Everyone else, all of their investments, even some of the bloody utility Rush brought into this one hasn't been used. So they couldn't be getting a better start to get the proceedings underway in favor of Complexity.
I think we might get a quicker day of Counter-Strike than what we had last night. Obviously, if you were tuning in, you would have seen Astralis versus Gambit. Gambit picking up a 2-0 affair there, but it was one of those slow days at the office.
Well, I mean, I think there is a direct contrast now between, you know, the styles of Gambit and the styles of the generally, I hate to generalize, but I do believe it works and it fits the CIS teams, in contrast to what we may see out of Complexity and Furia tonight.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that, you know, with modern Counter-Strike and the way that the game is being played today that I relate much more to 1.6 than I do Source, right? If we have any people at home who have played multiple versions or they've been watching for 20 years, the game now plays, you know, a lot slower, a lot slower of a pace, whereas Source was a really fast game. You know, lots of rushing, lots of biffing, hardly any shift walking whatsoever.
Oh, just around the edge of the smoke, and it favors Blame and his AK. Shouldn't be much more now for the Nip boys, as they've already flooded into B. Just a USP in that kitchen. I'm not sure what Hampus is going to be able to rustle up for us here. Yeah. Nice collection, $600 for Config to continue to nurture that bank balance.
Watch him farm a couple more. Oh!
Yes. Denied by Rez. JKS quick to trade, and the rest, well, it's just going to be those Deagles. A Zeus on Plopski. Maybe if he's lucky, JKS gets a bit too horny. Not going to be pushing the limit, though. And it will be a cold third. Ooh, Plopski wants it. Valiant attempt. JKS may be vulnerable to that bomb radius now.
Yeah, might want to get out of dodge if he can. That AK, you don't want to be losing it. There's no one close to bail him out, and he'll do it himself. So Plopski dealt with just CTR. Now remember, he had that Kevlar, he had the kit. These are good things to keep into the next round, which will be the gun round. Getting underway. Bomb goes off. Third on the board. Complexity sitting pretty Remember how Yakinda in recent times has had those games where he's popped off and gotten like 18 kills in what feels like 5 or 6 rounds?
Yeah.
Config was one of the first players who I saw doing that. And this is going back to when he was on a team with Magix. That was with MSL. It was the Dignitas days, right? Cajun B was there and stuff. So if Config gets to, you know, get off to one of those flyers.
That's Magisk, not to be confused with Magix. That would mean that the Spirit player would have been about 5 when he was playing with Config. No, just want to make sure.
The Dane of
Makes a lot more
Astralis
sense.
fame.
Yeah.
That's the one. But here we go. Gun rounds away.
All right, I'm intrigued to see how much they want to continue to pressure middle. The typical util's been thrown out. They've been conditioning this since the very second round of play.
Watch Poison on the rifle as well. I was impressed with his work the other day against VP. Really solid on Vertigo and Inferno.
Can I take this moment as well to just say how glad I am that Poison's back on this roster and we can start getting excited about Complexity again?
Yeah, it's not the diluted field anymore, right? With
just any result they posted without Poison on the ranks
asterisk
has a huge asterisk next to it. I'm just glad that we can kind of just enjoy the Counter-Strike for what it is now.
Lots of space here from Config.
Yeah, Hampus is on ladder and will have a duel with Config that he's managed to win out. Plopsky as well winning his duel. It does look like good stead for Nip, but the site is lost. And JKS and Poison working on a plant. They've even lost their leader in the process. A 4 versus 2, but it's certainly not out of the realms of possibility. The bomb now ticking. Util deployed, an unfortunate lick of the flame for sound cues, building the image as to where they may be hiding, and they just stand and fight. 1 from short, 2 more from kitchen. JKS has got his work cut out for him here. And 1 closing the gap as well. And ZTR, that's enough. Colt convert, or sorry, rather concede on the B take.
All right, NIP stand tall, and Hampus, we're going to see a lot of play from him on the CT and T sides. He is the playmaker for this team. When the going gets rough and Hampus is getting stuck in, that's the man they look to. Plant will facilitate another buy here. Things were relatively clean for Complexity in the opening set of rounds, so no dramas in the financial department, and the Plants will continue to keep that good.
It's rare to see a team regularly picking Mirage in the capacity by which Cole do, isn't it?
I think like Mirage is one of those maps you maybe lump it in with Dust too, especially with now how I almost said overplayed, but how much it has been played and the understanding of this map with across the board for most teams, right? So it's always such a risk, but if they can make it their own, not a bad map to have high in the pool.
Especially if you want to start beating some Frenchies. It's a great nade from ZTR, and he has done his job. Poison, you madman! Oh, he loses his life for it. The flashes are good. Config will land the trade. Very brave from the Dane. Straight out. Nades up from Rez. Look good. He can't convert. He was jumping, I swear. Config barely gets his feet on Tetris before finding a second into the A site. Smokes a bloom in. There is a real chance for the T side to immediately snatch control back from Plopsky and co. He's on CT. He peeks out nicely for the equalizer. Rush can't go down. He can't go down. He has. Plopsky shuts down 2, and now the bomb loose.
This is the clutch criminals, right? JKS just needs to buy a bit of time, buy a bit of space, be a big enough of a distraction to allow this flank from BlameF to come on in. And Plopsky ready for it.
He's doing it all. He's defending A, catches the flank, and now Nort can't believe his luck. Just collects an AWP frag, and Bob's your uncle. 2 for Nip. That was set for Complexity until Plopsky showed up.
Convincing, you know, after those opening kills coming in from Config, they were beastly shots, but they slowed it down.
I just
able to deal with it.
You see the chat?
Nice shot.
I saw that. I saw what you did. This is what he did. Rez just puts a stunned face in the chat.
Oh,
no
dear.
comment from Config. Yeah, nonsense. But it doesn't convert. I mean, that's the big deal. This is NIP completely and totally closing the gap. And Complexity are on notice here. They've got AKs and Galils one more time.
Oh, and almost down a man. Leg shot onto Config here. He's in trouble towards top mid.
Nork hitting Config with the crep check.
Hampus is having a look for this. A nade on in.
Well, it would be a dream, wouldn't it? He would have to expose himself completely to the tight line if he wanted to nade them, unless he wants to go for the window route. He'll chill for now.
Yeah, mid control's going to be a lot harder with your entry frag or a Config legged in the opening stages. And info back here for NIP. Pushing close ramp.
This is a good sign that the NIP of old are in the server tonight. Their CT aggression's pushing for info, stacking in the right place. This was all the things that made them oh so good and competitive.
Going for the window boost here by the looks of things. Have to deal with Hampus though.
So ready for it. He's been waiting for this since the very start. Now boosted up on that ledge and times it to perfection. He'll finish off Config, and Hampus finding the boosted player.
They're ready for JKS. They cleared ramp. They know he's coming up. Palace and ZTR has already finished him off. It's just Rush to try and get the trade, and he's not good enough there. Poison left in a 1-on-4.
Yeah, try as he might. Very tall order for Poison, especially considering he's already taken a beating. Nork ready and waiting. 3-3, NIP back in the lead, and will have an opportunity to really, really extend into that aforementioned lead into this one.
Yeah, time things up, and I think the biggest issue right now for Complexity is they didn't get the plan in that one. Otherwise, we could be looking down the barrel of another bye. Clean rounds relatively as well by NIP, right? Not too many bodies hitting the floor right there. They've been able to start building on a bit of a bank of their own for Nork, Orpa with 5k to his name, so we'll see a few more of those come out if they do take a bit of damage. But these pistols, right, heading over towards B, you see this a lot out of Complexity. They love their B execs. ZTR starting strong. I think that might be one of the win conditions for NIP today if he has a good game.
Rez spotted you. Rez naded you. Incendiary for good measure. And the rest of this, oh, it's even looking good on the nade. Config just about evades the blast, but he'd need a 1 dig to open up the B site, and Plopsky in a position where I just don't see a universe where he doesn't find that. Does well to hit a shot there, Config. But Plopsky and ZTR have been tested on the extremities, and neither of them have broken a sweat just yet.
Yeah, this would really have to fall apart. Plopsky would have to give them this kill, and then getting into the side, they have to deal with Hampus over towards short. Plopsky might be good for all three here. Minute on the clock, just waiting down the time.
Ooh, it's such a perfect little crossfire. Blamed as well to find the first, and a second, well, just a matter of precision. It's not coming in just yet, and now struggling to even make it across. It will be finished off nicely. NIP up against that eco of sorts, puts the fourth on the board.
All right, what are Complexity going to opt for here? We've seen them go for a bit of early A presence. They've tried that mid control. Config's taken a couple of hits. I'd see the AWP coming out for Poison here in a round like this. Will just be AK-47s across the board. Having to deal with an AUG now in the hands of Plopsky. That AWP still for Nork. Utility looking great for the Ninjas, and plenty of defuse kits. So the woes that Astralis had last night when we were talking about their game, not whatsoever for the Swedes here. Early flashes towards mid. They're just going standard mid control. And so much damage done through the smoke. He needs to get out of town.
Yeah, that is no fun for Nork. He's been cancelled in the mid peak.
Have to learn how to deal with Hampus over towards this vent room, right? You either just let him stay perched on up, or try and get past him into connector, or get a couple of mollies in there. It's not easy to do.
They've been loving their ramp aggressions as well. So as mid is taken, JKS is forced into a very uncomfortable state. This is a strong setup from NIP, and we need to see if Cole have the capability to question it.
Yeah, a lot of room for connector right now.
They park Config in connector, and the bomb maneuvers back towards A. This is very textbook stuff. You're going to be seeing an A explode, a late arrival through connector once the CTs are drawn towards that Tetris and Palace position. Nork is in a very good position to punish Rush here, and he does spot him. That's the frag he needed, but JKS 1 for 1.
It's a trade.
Eats it. Rez still alive, living on. That's the bomb. Rez on ramp will be found. Config provides the necessary frag. That opens it up for Complexity, and now Hampus. Oh, he's flashed. Config's so ready for it. All onto Plopsky, a very viable clutch. Now he's already found the first. He spots the second as well. He knows where you are. Tucking in, elevated angle, adjusts, but blames there. And Cole will secure a fourth.
Big round to win right there for Complexity. It was tough. That was not an easy round to win. NIP with that setup, so strong towards ramp. Imagine Blame goes down with the bomb. That one is done. So having to pull that one across the line right there, and that is all through Config. Takes so much space, lies in wait, and then springs the trap, and this impact right here, bailing out the A ramp take.
To kill the A ramp player and immediately be able to provide that short rotate frag, big. And that was off the back of his own flash as well, so credit where it's due. Config, big part of round 4 for Complexity.
Util not great for Complexity here. They've already lobbed out a couple of smokes for this mid control, and they're setting up for what looks like a B pounce. Rush is seeing. Can find any traction or anything he can hear. Plopsky's heard towards the end of the balcony, and this smoke is going to fade any minute. Bombs here. Troops are gathering. Looks like a B explode. JKS with the flash ready as well. We'll need to be able to facilitate config up Cat here, and that's what Blame's working on. Deep molly.
Get off that line. Config walks up, a smoke to replace.
He's going to go through this, surely. On the flash.
Straight through. Plopski's there, and he doesn't finish the shot. It's only Nork. They know he's there. Found Rush with his AWP. Rez providing some degree of support all the way from A, but there goes the B defense. It's looking good now, and only better as JKS catches Hampus on Kitchen.
Save
He'll have to call the save.
Oof.
That was down to the finest of margins. Nork was there on the site. Rez managing to provide the short frag. Gave him a chance. If he just found one more, perhaps they'd have given it a go.
I hate to see what that round looks like if Config doesn't get the kill coming out of the smoke, right? Because that's hinging on him being able to get some traction. Blame's setting him up, but then Blame is also playing the lurk. He's going to go late through middle, control those rotations, potentially even flank through Kitchen. So Config again with a very important kill. And then the trades onto the site were great. Taking the lead back here, Complexity, but this is more like it, a back and forth affair. Had some blowouts in recent times.
Yeah, well,
some crazy comebacks, right?
Just the fact that I've been casting so much of this slow Counter-Strike that when I see Complexity at 1 minute 20, pulling utility and all on one side of the map, I'm almost confused. I'm like, what is this?
Are they committing?
Is this actually the round commitment at over 1 minute on the clock?
And that's the thing, right? This will happen in Counter-Strike. Like, if the meta, if every team starts playing super slow, like Gambit, right? Eventually it will course correct, because then people are going to be holding on to nades super long, and people are throwing a lot more quicker plays. It's how the ebbs and flows of the game can really affect on what we're seeing. But for NIP here, with those saved guns, they're looking to make another investment. There's going to be a Famus coming out, Deagle in the hands of Plopski, Nork investing late as well. So this isn't all in. They're force spying in this situation to try and wrestle back another round. Looking like an A finish here. The bomb is already there, and Poison's pressing the issue.
Oh, he wants it.
Gonna be spotted.
To middle, they'll call it clear. So surely, yeah, CTR realizes he's going to be under a lot of scrutiny in a very short space of time. Flashes to enable him to take some fights. Doesn't confirm anyone's home. More flashes from Complexity now as they spread their creep into the A site. It's going to be hectic, and that's kind of what the CT buy is equipped for. Oh. That's great from Plopski, completely blind, but does find Config. Rush is there with the bomb, and he's been given a smoke to plant within. That was the last of their util. There's another smoke on Hampus. They'll have to use that to try and get on the bomb. Kit on Rez, 4 on 3. They're giving it everything she's got, Captain. JKS does manage to catch them as they emerge through the smoke. 2 quick and clean headshots. Leaves Rez just wondering whether or not it's even worth sticking around for a frag or two. JKS denies. Great shooting from the Aussie. And 6 for Complexity. They extend their lead, and that was the all-in from Nip. This lead is only going to get bigger now. Yeah, that was worth 2 rounds, really, in the scheme of things. We'll probably see a partial investment here from NIP. A couple of upgraded pistols. Hampus has already indicated that with the Deagle, so not out of the woods just yet. Now, this is some sharp shooting. Simple stuff, right? Sitting in a corner, looking at a smoke. 2 quick headshots. Even finds the 3rd here. There's a flash on ZTR. Let's see where he wants to send the troops. He's been flashing them out mid for a couple of these fights. Looks like he set up for the same play yet again. CZ75 for Rez. 12 bullets of pain could be quick, but Rush is already on to B. This is all the ruse. And there goes the B defender. The flash was good enough. Simple as that. Open and shut case of the Complexity round 11. Flying through this one. We got Furia later as well, so fast Counter-Strike might be on the docket for today. It's a very different feeling, yeah. Well, I mean, I've spent a full 2 minutes in rounds like this before. This one's over before it even really began. They're mauling them right now in terms of just like hitting these shots, right? There was a couple of the rounds that tapered away where NIP were playing some good heads-up Counter-Strike, but in the last few, they haven't been delivered the same type of fights. Obviously, the buys play a big factor in that. Okay, Nork's go back on the AWP. We'll get to see the highlights of those final few. Looking sharp today, Config. It's always exciting when he's on his A game. This looks like just another B explode. They're setting up for the same thing. Condition mid for all these mid controls, and they're just setting up for a really fast take. Rush leading the way. Util forced out, but he's pressing the issue again. Whoa, Rush is out. And Rez can't believe his luck. Back turned and a body dropped. 3 on B this time. NIP are going to send them packing their bags. Get out of the apartments. Denied very quickly. 5 frags in a very short space of time. AK's recovered. It's a dream for the Ninjas as they get themselves right back onto the scoreboard.
Okay, well, these rounds feel very disconnected from one another, right? Like, right there, Complexity with an all-in. That's what that was. It was an all-in. They didn't even get anything done whatsoever. The space, there was no... well, the flashes either were a little bit late or maybe Rush was a little bit early because of that Molotov. But all in all, easy one for NIP to pick up here. I don't think Complexity have another round like that in them, so might opt for a different tact. Bomb's still back over towards B, and the mid control is being feigned yet again. Probably not expecting another 3-man B lane, but they would be wrong in assuming that. There's 2 players over towards Catwalk, Rez and Hampus. You've got Plopsky up towards B Apartments. Quite the potent B hold.
That it is. It takes a lot of balls to call the same round that just fell apart into a 3-man B stack. And now, well, 3-man B stack, and Rez does punish Config. They're seriously going for it straight again, and the frags, it looks all too familiar.
4 of them here now.
Molly doesn't even spread. Plopsky doesn't have to move. This is a cancel. This has to be. You can't just run on in. Hoping that Poison gets one on the jiggly Plopsky. Oh, he doesn't. This is it, straight between the legs. And that's, well, their chances completely and totally diminished. Flame and JKS divided and look to conquer.
The problem with this here is bigger for Complexity than now finding himself in a 2-1-5. NIP have gambled both times, both correctly. Now, if you're Complexity, it's very unlikely you go for that same play again. So by not making it work, if you're NIP, you're just expecting them to go for more of a default mid-control round. I think we'll see NIP a little bit more aggressive in that sector of the map next round. But how much can Blame and JKS get done? Down to 25 seconds now, and Blame in the back, he falls to Rez. JKS shouldn't be too far behind, and these have been clean as you like for NIP. This would be some 1-on-5.
I think CTR's even spotted him out, confirmed it. Flashes the AWPer off the line, that is good. Rez is there, so is Hampus. It's way too much for him. And that's a great round. You can see a slight smirk creeping onto the Swedes' face because they know they have straight up out-called the Blame T side. 2 rounds in a row, they're in the right place.
Yeah, and like I was saying, this is where we can see some problems because Complexity, not only are they lacking a little bit of cash on a few of their players, they're now kind of stumped in terms of the calling. Do you go back for a B play again? The CTs could just say, let's play 3 players.
There's no way the CTs try it again.
Well, this is the mental game of Counter-Strike, right? When you look at it from that perspective, you would be assuming Complexity go for something different, which they are. This looks like a fast A split.
And Nork had a slight window. Poison, quick to react. That was ZTR's chance to find an early one on the aggress. And now, under a lot of duress, it's Rez in the under of Palace. Nork smoked off, can't provide any overwatch, but Config's actually slipped the net here.
Plopsky looks aware.
Seems hyper aware. Config, how good are you? Taking a huge part of the CT map out of their remit just by being here is a crucial component. Now, next steps are awkward. They only have 1 smoke. And Rez, he actually wants to test the water here on Palace. Oh, JKS was itching his head just as the frag, or rather the chance came in. Instead, 5v4 continues. Nork needs to level something. Poison's already provided a second and a third as well. Just the AWP into A, and Complexity have been laid out a lovely red carpet for the plant.
That almost worked out perfectly for Rez. The hand off the keyboard in a moment like that could have been, tilt-worthy, to say the least. And now it's just Hampus trying to hold on to this AK-47. Complexity will take the lead for the half.
You've been holding Palace for 30 seconds. Okay, maybe I can. Maybe I will just have a quick... Ooh.
Oh, that would have been... I would have real raged. That wouldn't even be like little rage. That'd be like real rage.
And make no mistake, like I watch a lot of these guys' cameras. It's just always interesting to me. And so many players are adjusting their monitor. They're fiddling with their headset. I'm talking mid-round, not even when they haven't got responsibility. Poison really did save them here. Look at that, quickest of reactions. CTR had a huge element of surprise, and then Poison manages to line up 3. That's a dream for any T-side AWP, to be providing that level of impact in that capacity. Huge stuff from Poison. And it does mean that this half will be won by Complexity. 8 secured. And Rush, living up to his namesake, holding W, and they just catch the nuke. My goodness, his irradiated body starting to charge, trying to do what he can. He's got so much util on his back. He doesn't want to go down, and they do. Nades and bullets combine. Blame to change the dialogue. It's brief. Config's very much the only one with health, so maybe they want to use Rush as a bit of a bait and switch. Config's on the round the world mission, and if Rush can convince them there's 2 here and that this is a threat. At what point did an NIP get sketched out here? Ooh. Hold, you need to live, Rush! Oh, and he's hit a great shot. A quick reaction. Nork still considering the absence of config.
I'm gonna get the bomb down for free here, but he might be isolated in a 1-on-2. Oh, Rush has even gotten out of dodge. This is insane.
That is amazing. Rush has managed to do more than you could possibly have asked of him. And it's a short plant, but he's opted for kitchen. And he'll tuck in.
This is so risky.
There's no way Nork expects this, surely. And the timing, it's everything. The spray is there, and config snatches a 9th. Complexity controlled as they take Mirage, a 9-6 lead on their map pick. We'll be back in the second half in just a moment's time.
Hey Future Pros, just para-dropped onto Mirage to give you an essential smoke. This is the classic stairs smoke which everybody should know. Just hop onto this first ledge, place yourself anywhere along this beam, aim to the middle of this gap, then throw the smoke. It will block off stairs, and when combined with more A-side smokes, taking A will be easy.
Quarterfinals of ESL Pro League's 13th season, and NIP, they sailed through their group, now resistance being felt. Complexity have impressed at times and are looking to return to the form we know they are capable of. The Juggernaut keeps on chugging. We heard from Config as we got into this one that it is down to the individuals. When they are on, no one can touch them. So far, so good. A 9-6 lead on the half. I'm Machine. I'm joined by Sponge. And we are ready to get our Counter-Strike underway with a little bit of util on 2 members of the Swedish forces. Blame. could be under a lot of scrutiny, but it's just his toes that catch some flack. Poison as well with a little more to report. Down to 24 as they advance up mid. Now, Blame is going to be smoked off. It puts a lot of pressure onto Rush. And he's... Oh, God, back's turned, but he was just too quickly overwhelmed. And ZTR's here to catch Blame. Out of the window, Poison alone on the site. This is looking great for the Ninjas. They're in. The site is theirs. Hampus has short. The bomb is now planted, and Rez is double kill, looking to be converted.
But the kit now.
This gets awkward. Now, the smoke won't last forever, and Rez confirmed on bench, Nork confirmed on apps. They've got the info. And Config is such a threat.
This is the fight.
Yes, this is the fight, and does get caught. Plopsky lurks in the smoke, punishes him close quarters with the Glock, and that could be enough to fend them off.
I think securing the save, yeah. Oh, Blame's going to go down there as well. At least Config has the kit. He can get out of dodge with the P250 as well.
P250 Kev and a kit, that's a dream.
Yeah, look, if you can't win the rounds, get the best you can, and that looks like the best he can for this one here. So that all kind of fell apart as soon as Poison was goosed, right? Because he couldn't re-pick, and that was kind of the safety net for Rush. Blame was trying to bait them in. He gets smoked off as well, and oh, Config, you might go down. No. You will. Plopsky finishes the deal. And that right there is going to be rough. He had a lot of kit to take through into the next round.
Three people's pistol equipment.
Yeah, that one's going to sting a little bit. He immediately drops a scout to Poison, so can't be feeling too bad about things here. We should see one of these standard complexity buys, but that was Rush's chance, right? Unfortunately, Rez facing the right way at the right time. And this one here, well, that secures the deal. Plopsky, I can't believe he hunted him down like this.
Yeah,
Madman.
Fair play, fair play. Plopsky's had some incredible games over his time and tenure in the Ninjas in Pyjamas. Rez, of course, has been one of the longest standing members of this new NIP. Nearly 4 years for Rez. That's mad, isn't it?
It is pretty
wild.
wild.
Can't call him a new boy by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, Oakland 2017 is what we do our talking about him, and that was
ridiculous.
a lifetime ago now.
That was with all the old NIP guard.
Bit of a problem here for Rush. If he goes down...
Wait, he is so passive. He's just jumping.
Poison just rotated over, so he might get here in time to bail him out, but the bomb is still down all the way towards back mid. So the information from Config is great. The rotation coming in time, but Poison is gonna... Oh, okay.
Oh, he's so dead. How has he lived on? And he's actually hit two scout shots, no less. Poison pieces together the most ridiculous of first frags. Maybe that's going to set Gol up for success. NIP can't afford to lose this. A second round force. They won the pistol fair and square.
They've kind of evacuated the B bomb side a little bit here. Poison floating back towards Ticket now, and this is the wrong call. The bomb is still coming B, looking like they're set up for a split. Two players going to be fast up short. They're already in the vent room, and two through apartments.
Okay. Okay, Blame. He's actually got perfect position and a perfect shot. He's found ZTR. Complexity converging onto the site. Blame needs help. Config from short has arrived. Nork not going to be able to hit the shots. Blame is. Another with the Desert Eagle and Nork on notice. Nip, they're having this round just pulled away from them. Now Config with more. It's only Hampus. And maybe the 1v3 is just too much to ask for. Poison started the round with the scout and he finishes it. Complexity take the second round force.
Robbed them right there of a big round. That was such an awkward exchange to kick things off, right? Poison, it felt like he was dead to rights. He had no idea they could be pushed up that far.
I mean, Rush was so passive.
Yeah, yeah, like he's got gooshed through just down to 65.
Tag.
He is so lucky to be alive. That is insane. That is nuts. He has no business being alive right there. He got so lucky.
They not only tagged him, they threw nades at his old position. He just happened to be repositioning. I mean, the stars really did align. He got everything he could possibly have managed out of that round. And, well, that is going to put NIP down in the dumps. They are not going to be feeling all too great. I say that.
Yeah.
Hello, Chad Sponge Birchall with more.
Yeah, the Krieg buy. Interesting force purchase here from Hampus, and I'm surprised we haven't seen him drop it across to any of his teammates just yet.
I assume it's going to be swapped out for a Deagle.
If they want
not Glass Cannon, is he?
Well, I guess he could, because if they want to go at such a slow pace, he could really use this a bit like an orb.
What a way to spend that 3K. Here we go, the Glass Cannon Krieg, and he finds Poison to start off proceedings. There you go,
there you go, guys. Job's done now.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Okay, I mean, if they can build anything out of this, that would be a miraculous start from the in-game leader.
Great.
It's a bit deep.
Oh, it's got stuck in the couch.
Rush seems very hesitant, but also hyper aware that there could very well be an entire force. Here they come. They're charging in. The pre-fires are there. Rush does take one head. Config, desperate for vision. Spot CTR. They haven't cleared him at all. The trigger discipline. It could be everything just to secure this round. Hampus. Oh! CTR checks him and puts him down. Config red-faced and now loose-laced. He's gone, and the round is 2.
Quick as that, they have to save. It's just JKS with the M4. How are you getting back into this one? And this is where he started the round, and it doesn't even feel like that long ago. Open up with the Krieg kill. Rez got one frag there in the mix as well. That just seemed way too simple. Again, the B defenders caught out of position, right? Rush did fantastic to get one, but you can see they weren't ready for the pace on that. The smoke was fading, normally an indicator that a hit's coming on through. So a couple of rounds here, Complexity getting caught out of position. Didn't hurt them in the force by round, but has hurt them here.
I'd love to see CTR having that moment of like just catching something in your peripheral vision and being like, wait, is he next to you?
Yeah, poor Config. Like, you know what, because they're down in so many players, right? He's going for a round-winning play, but unfortunately, gets made to look a little bit silly. Hampus just tap-tap-tap-a-roo.
Hang on a second. Oh.
Hi.
Oh.
How's he bloody gone and done that?
Goes down, and they'll be talking about that one for sure.
Well, they're forcing again. Poison's been dropped another scout. Deagle's being purchased up once more, so they don't want to give this one up, Complexity, and there are a couple problems if they lose right here. We will need to see them take a full save, and this is going to allow NIP to catch right back up if they do convert here in round number 19.
Single rifle, dude. I would hedge my bets NIP's way. Let's see if the Complexity squad have got anything to surprise. Armored Deagles and such limited util. It's Mirage, admittedly. It's where those weapons can do it all. More about precision and decision-making.
JKS is very active with the M4 close towards a ramp right now and not seeing anything, so this is good info for the rest of the team, but they've completely given up mid. It's a passive hold. The window boost is possible. They can get straight into connect. A lot of unknowns for Complexity in a round like this.
Which does mean that should you lose, for example, Blame F in Palace. Ooh, he has found ZTR, and now with a boost that could very well book Hampus. His head is just on the precipice of that peak.
He just got scout tagged.
Yeah, and he knows exactly where he is. Hampus would have gone down to that Deagle bullet. Blame wants to push the issue here on Nork. That's the bomb, and he's gone down. They're doing it. The force spike could very well convert. Blame, lackadaisical, and they've lost them both. Oh, the round-winning position and bomb now lost. Straight back into contention. Poison's under a lot of pressure now from Rez. Locking in the frag, and now Poison actually peeking up as Rez tried to push. It puts him back into a good stead. He's alive. More impact from just the scout of Poison. And the rest are low, dude. One shot from the scout to seal the deal on both. That could be a round-winning find from Poison. I thought he had nothing, no right into that one against a hunting AK.
Spotted.
There he goes.
Third for Plopsky.
Plopsky trying to turn this round back into an NIP win. It was what it's supposed to be this whole time. The force from Cole threatening. Oh, and he's lost his teammate. Rush's Deagle, no slouch on it. He's pushing the issue. Plopsky to try and be the hero, and Rush denies it. That will be a Complexity snatch, completely breaking the rules.
Get a couple nice upgrades to take it to the next as well. That Krieg's been picked up for the CT side. Rush will grab an M4, having a look around, seeing if there's an AK or something better on the floor. But back and forth we go again. Another force by war's over. I think not. A plant for NIP means why the hell not? You've got 4.7 on Plopsky. 4.1 on Hampus. ZTR with 3.9. They can definitely buy again, but taking a tactical timeout to talk through the issues here. This was the double that almost got them back in it, and then he took the bomb with him, right? Plopsky's taken a lot of space. He'd already done a lot of work, cutting noise, hoping to force a rotation. Even with that kill, it was looking fantastic to at least get the bomb down. And they will be buying again. Hampus is purchased into another Krieg.
Interesting outline stat from SEO, one of our stats geniuses. He says an underrated aspect of NIP's run so far during EPL is Nork's opening duels. He's currently leading in opening duel success with a, wait for it, 76% opening duel conversion rate. So he's 42 and 13 in the opening duels he's taken at Pro League so far.
Not too shabby.
That's an AWPer that's certainly effective at not going down in his opening duels. Whether or not he's taking them every round, of course, up for debate. Now on to the mid, and only the single smoke. They haven't opted to throw that secondary. You saw Complexity doing so on their default, and they have looked to push the issue once again. It's not dreamy. Far from it.
Going to try and pressure B again. They've had success getting in over towards this B bomb, so it's just converting these rounds.
And it's only config to support. So if Hampus can weather the mid-cross, which is what that smoke will enable him to do, you'd imagine. It will just fall down to Rush and Config. Config actually takes first contact there. And he will go down. Rush needs another with the MP9. He can't quite provide. Plopsky's low. The nade, could have lost his life there. Blame pulls the pin as he spots out Plopsky. Now can dunk onto the Swede.
Great nade.
Bang. And the Swede is gone. Nork, 1v2. Only. I was going to say an MP9, but he has managed to find and recover his teammates. AK peeks back into JKS, and a very hard spray puts him on notice. 8 HP for an impossible clutch. Complexity, fine 12.
Well handled there, and more pressure towards this B bomb site. Config did well to get one, but then overrunning the site. It was only a matter of time until Hampus started coming up cat as well. I think he got a kill in transition. So NIP, they're threatening, right? The loss bonus hasn't been able to build because of the back and forth affair, but these plants have been great. So once again, they find themselves middling around that 3K mark, so they don't have to...
Is this the Krieg from that second round force? Same Krieg?
He rebought another one,
okay.
So I think there was 2 in rotation here.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's loving the old Krieg, isn't he, Hampus? But they're dropping guns again for NIP. Now, looks like it's currently 1 hero AK, make it 2. They want to just keep this pressure on the CT economy. Think about it. None of these rounds have been easy for Cole. Only 2 surviving right there. If NIP win this, they can still break the cash, but you're almost sending yourself down the river here. Vent not broken. Good little highlight.
If you concede this one, you're staring at 14 before you're even
If they don't plant here and they don't get more than 3, or if they don't get 3 kills, I think this one's going to run quickly away
so
from
they've put
NIP.
a lot of their hopes and dreams into round 21 of Mirage. It's an interesting call. You rarely see
very slow approach.
You rarely see 5 players just standing, waiting for a late mid contact. Look at this, silently emerge. And as they peek out, Blame wants info. He gets more than he bargained for. CTR, a crucial opening duel. The nade indicates Config's presence on towards short, and JKS has taken some initiative and taken some room. Huge denial. As they walk their way through middle, it's been completely and totally conceded by Cole.
Well, they're boosting for the window clear. They're down to 50 seconds as well, so time looks like it might become the problem for NIP.
Still not easy. Still not comfortable. It's an interesting Molotov, and Poison falling out of A. They can easily pivot into him. It might even be the better choice. Yeah, this is going to get really difficult. So JKS, with only his M4, he does have the ramp hold. Poison will be communicating that he's got a lot to do, and look at his positioning. He's going to let them get that bomb down, let them have the site. Hampus is all too aware, as is the squad. The bomb, or rather the planter, does go down. Little late. Poison does catch him, though, through the triple. And look at the passive hold. JKS is begging someone to try and take ramp, assume it's clear.
Here he comes.
And this is the frag he was waiting for. Now he springs to life. The bomb is down for the post-plant position.
JKS has a smoke.
Of NIP. A smoke would be a dream. A kit as well present. And now they cross. Contact about to go down. JKS is on it. They look to stand and defend. Nork with a lot of frags, but it's not stopping the defuse. JKS, he does fall. And Hampus finds all the crucial frags to keep NIP in it. They put so much into that round, and they bear the reward. 9 is found, and the gap closes.
Oh, dearie me. Back and forth we go once more. NIP are really threatening, right? They've had guns in every single round so far, just constantly peppering in with these buys. Poison unawares of the damage he's done here through the smoke, but 1 second earlier, he stops the plant. Could be looking at a completely different round. NIP up to 9. And guess what? Complexity are the first ones to bow their head here in the Force by Wars. Back underway, and well, it's just
brave, man.
Fast A. Already onto the side, and Config with the deagle. He's just taken down ZTR again.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way, though. Bullets, Molotovs, everything in their arsenal.
Look at all this. There's so much spam.
We got Rushley Ranger on the
Yeah, we have Rush today. He decided he wanted to work with us today.
Rush?
Yo, what up?
Just wondering how you doing, man.
Yeah, doing okay.
Yeah?
Having a good time. How you guys doing?
Doing okay, man. I'm just excited to be working with you.
Yeah, it's very nice. Nice to hear your voices in my ears. I like it.
We're only getting for one series.
Who have you got for the NIP Complexity Showdown?
I would say Complexity in my mind, but it could be a close one. Overpass, you know, Nip, love it.
Juzzy!
So we'll see how it goes. Juzzy with USB.
I mean, are you excited? Like, has it gone this long without you doing much Mirage observing that you're no longer, like, super anti-Mirage?
I still hate it, but you know.
Okay. Okay.
All right, well.
Same old, same old.
Well, at least it's not train.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Oh, this
Rushly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you'd like to learn how to bump mine or press the buttons 1 to 0 and the right time.
Yeah, he used to have to press more, but they got him a couple of assistants. They thought 10 buttons was too many.
Way too many.
So,
one per finger.
Yeah, they've given out the task to a couple of other lads. But back under where we go, and Complexity, they're by. Not looking great. Rush again.
Ooh, Blame! I'd rarely see that. Caught out on the window strafe, and Poison taking chances. The frags keep coming.
What a pace change from
NIP charge out of the gate and break down the door. Rush maybe can change the dialogue here, but he's just gonna push straight through the smoke, and that's the double he dreamed of. He won't find more, but it's made it slightly possible, albeit for just a moment. Hampus takes matters into his own hands with the triple, and JKS, the A defender, they know it as well as we do.
Well, if you have to rotate in all the time, life can be pretty boring for the A defender. In this case, JKS looking like he might have to save yet again. They've just been continuing this kind of bully over towards that B bomb site. There's been a few rounds from NIP where they've just found some good timings, been able to catch them off guard. This was gifted to them in middle, and that's through the pace change, right? You were highlighting previously how top mid, there was 5 of them just standing there, not doing anything for about 30 seconds. And this round, they go, okay, well, we're going to take the fight. And that caught Blame off guard. He was expecting more of that slower approach, and I went down in the open. So a great round here from NIP, and this will force another eco out of Complexity. Only 2,400 in the next round.
It's just going to completely level the scoreline. I mean, let's not forget that there was 2 AKs and Deagles brought in by NIP in a round that could have very well sealed their fate of Cole's pick, and now the power of CS, it's completely turned on its head.
Oh, looks like we might have a bit of a technical timeout here, ladies and gentlemen. Could be a quick one or could be an extended one. But we have this uplifting music, Alex.
There it is,
uplifting
dude.
Is the one we're going with. Not somber, uplifting. What are you doing on this Friday? What's the time? What are you eating? How are you watching the game? Use the hashtag ESL Pro League. Let us know. Our social team, if you keep them busy, then they get actually work for their money. Otherwise, if you're not using the hashtag, they're not really doing a whole lot.
It's true. It's true. I mean, Twitter, obviously, an opportunity for anyone to share their opinion, no matter how misplaced it may be.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because remember how we asked very nicely, production, I think it was last year, if we could have our Instagram handles instead of our Twitter handles.
Did we do that?
It's still like that. It's still like that. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm not getting any followers.
No, me either. I was going to ask, have you seen any increase in your followership on Instagram?
I don't think
No,
so.
me either.
I think that number's been the same for years now.
Which is fine. I don't actually post anything on Instagram because we don't go anywhere anymore. So there's nothing, hey, here's the same studio we've been in.
Yeah, and this is the car, and we drive in. And
hey, it's the same hotel room, guys. But maybe I could get some exciting stuff going on there. I see you do the photography.
Yeah, it is starting to become something I enjoy.
It was a short one. I thought it was going to be a long one. I apologize, everybody. We're back underway.
That is good news and good vibes all round. Do let us know, though, on
Poison just timed out. Cancel that.
ESL Pro League. You don't prematurely celebrate. That's it.
We had 10 seconds left in freeze time. I thought it was safe.
Oh, I do love these fly-throughs. Is this MC Rush?
Yes, of course.
It's our main man, MC. Okay, MC, this is it. This is your, applicant. Let's pretend you haven't already made it and, already shown everyone what you've got. You know how you did that clip that went viral on Reddit and everyone's like, wow, the Aussie camera guy's nuts.
Is that what Reddit sounds like?
That's what they did. Well, the Australian Reddit.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Australian Reddit.
Wow, this observer's nuts.
He had a really good timing on one of those cam fly-throughs, I think.
Yeah, dude, mid-round downtime. Well, he's only got 9 seconds. I don't know if he's really going to be able to show his worth here.
He doesn't hit any corners, though.
Oh, but he's doing a bit of a dolly zoom here. Oh, yes. Lovely stuff, MC. Much love. We'll be back in with the Counter-Strike, though, as we fly through CT Sport. Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, we'll take it. Yeah. You got lucky with that one.
He gets a star for that one. And there's a very quick mid-take again. We talk about these pace changes. NIP, this time, demand immediate respect of the mid-channel. This is a 3-lane map that is Mirage. FPS 101. And, well, Config in a USP. I don't fancy his chances, especially not against the bloody AK. And, yeah, fair play. It's done.
Have you heard of doping?
Dorping, is that the double AWP?
Yeah, I think that might be on the agenda for Complexity in next round, right? This is just an eco besides the save rifle for JK, so we're not going to get too excited, but some of the issues have been the pressure that NIP have been applying to the extremities, right? That B hit. If Rush can't just play behind a smoke every time, right? That smoke will eventually fade. He has to drop back, cannot use it defensively. So if they get Config out on the secondary AWP, get him up in apartments, at least taking an Aggie fight, info, he's going to slow them on down. Problems then become mid's going to be weaker. So really have to wait and see what NIP want to throw at them with the next round. And I think knowing they'll be up against guns, it might be more of that slower approach we've seen working for them before. But JKS is very close here. He might lose this M4.
Hi. Nork here with the only frag he really needed. It's the AK, or rather the M4 gone.
Yeah, they're going to guard that as well. So if they come through the underpass here, they might get a couple kills in the back. It shouldn't be too many people looking.
Oh, hello. And goodbye to the weapon recovery mission. Complexity completely lose out. And we're going to be getting back into the buys, but it's 12-12. Everything entirely locked up in the quarterfinal. First map, and it was already a chance for Complexity squandered. NIP surviving, weathering the storm of that round, and now stringing together 4 of their own. In fact, the scoreline for this half, it reads 6-3.
Config's yet to book, never mind, as I say, yet to buy. He just purchased on in. Has gone for the second AWP here, so it makes a lot of sense with the type of game that we've seen transpire in front of our eyes just here. Quick smokes towards middle from the Ninjas, and they're fast again. Poison's in the open, and luckily, tucks on down in time, but they're coming.
Yeah, and that's the first shot he'll be given. It's Nork jumping out and plucked out of the mid-advance. Above the smoke, Rez, you're playing a dangerous game. And Poison can't believe his luck. Very solid AWPing out of this guy. He's basically locked down the entirety of that mid-prong. 2 from Tetris. Rush and JKS to be tested here. Oh, and it doesn't get easier than that for JKS. Not looking his way. Hampus shut down. And that's the difference. The difference, it feels, you can feel it across the entire map. When you shut down the NIP mid-walk, Poison doing his job and doing it fantastically, the round does just peter out into silence. And they'll be cutting noise, can't fault them. They're looking to hopefully catch a CT in disarray, but when they've still got 5 players' hearts beating, it's very hard to find a gap. There is a slight one here, because Rush was just jump peeking. And obviously, JKS is going to be aware that this is a possibility, but it's about Plopsky sneaking in, begging JKS to peek. They've still got 30 seconds. Plopsky will spring to action as soon as he's given a chance. On to JKS. The flash is perfect. Good play from Complexity. They are not taking any chances on these exchanges. It's a nice tap. And another one from ZTR looking sharp.
They can't feed him anymore. Just let him save this AK. There's no point giving anything else up here on Complexity's side of things. That's 2 rifles they've just lost with armor behind it. So big investments for their next round. Not able to build the bank off of that. So ZTR, sure, he's not going to pick up the 13th round for NIP, but the damage he's done to the economy here is quite nice. That was also 2 AWPs over towards the B side of the map. Poison making that jump and denying mid and short, and they also had config up towards the B apps as well. Be interested to see if they run with that same play. And if they do, it makes a lot of sense because they're able to almost fake them into it. Because if Poison's showing contact on short or mid with the AWP, they might run into B not expecting that second. I'm not even too sure if they saw config's AWP just yet. And that one was nice. Little flick on up, and these shots from ZTR were wonderful too, but we're back underway with the play, and you can see JKS is now down to a FAMAS instead of an M4, so quite hurting.
That's the product of ZTR's exits. Poison, oh god, a bit of aggression coming out of the AWPer here. What have you got for us? It's a chance, and it's Hampus already put in a grave. He stands as strong and finds a second, the third denied by ZTR. NIP already though, ears are ringing. A man disadvantage for them to overcome, and we've still got 90 seconds of play ahead. Brutal start.
Oh, they've given up a lot of room. JKS pushing apps again. They've evaporated from middle. They're actually hedging over towards this B bomb site. NIP haven't made up their mind just yet, but if JKS keeps pushing, he's going to get a lot of info very, very soon. Looks like they're posturing for a bit of a B split. ZTR walking up cat will be joined by Nork, who's picked up that AWP weapon of choice, and it is just Rush. You can see he doesn't have eyes on the B apartments at all.
Rush, though, perfect timing on the peak, confirms the bomb, and Nork will find the crucial trade to keep it competitive, and another onto A. Now they can go to B and blame the only man with an opportunity to play spoiler here. He's being hunted from behind. It looks good. Plopsky's going to book him. Just the 2 of them piecing together a 2v4. Nork using that AWP to great success, and now it's only JKS. That FAMAS, a product of ZTR's previous frags, and now Nork's got the info for free. This is brutal. He knows where they both are. Plopsky jumping across. The flames force him in, and there's another. Nork and Plopsky, 2 versus 4 for the 13th.
Oh, that's almost unforgivable for Complexity right there to drop a round like that, considering how much it means. Late stages of the CT side here, they are out of money, and we'll have to take a save. I cannot believe NIP pushed themselves through this after this opening.
He gets them both. 2 with all their util, all the bells and whistles. This is how it starts for Nork. Picks up the AWP instead of the AK, and those 2 frags, yeah, it just sucks for config. And the rest came easy. That's huge, and that's going to get them loud in the Stockholm office. That's such an assumption. How, you know, what a generalization. I'm just assuming that
It's in Stockholm.
That it's, I mean, they're Swedish. Maybe.
I think it's a pretty good assumption.
Yeah.
Like, where else would they be? Gothenburg?
They're live from the Jönköping Gaming headquarters.
I've been to Jönköping. There's about one LAN center.
Yep, and
Hide
one
PCs
Irish
from
bar,
there.
I think, actually. Just
Yes.
one Irish pub full of really obnoxious drunk gamers like us.
Yes, twice a year.
Twice a year?
Twice a year.
Yeah. Bible Belt of Sweden, though. Didn't know it existed. It
Oh,
does
really?
exist. Yeah, that's
Okay.
where Jönköping is.
All right. I stayed in some interesting places out there. We do have another technical timeout, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we are talking utter nonsense. It looks like the issues, aka the FPS bug, has been resolved.
No.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it? I wonder what the root cause of that is.
I think it's just the fact that we've got a 20-year-old game full of like spaghetti code that you try and like make the chicken slightly more docile and you end up with an AK that, you know, fires one bullet and reloads automatically. It's all weird and broken.
That'd be pretty cool. Don't know about you can.
Oh, I've got the reload bug, guys.
I
Imagine a new one.
They think they should do like a chicken mode where they play soccer.
Yep.
Bring all the worlds together.
Now then, when you see just the Desert Eagle and a 5-7, at 13-13, this is the product of a real harrowing loss for Cole. I look like his chances. He does well to provide a first. And they swing out for more contact. Every bullet matters. They're falling by the wayside. Blame F. Stiegel looking good. Not good enough. So that's 14 for NIP, and they are completely and totally back in control. And they've got about 9 grand in reserve, so they are set for success here, Chad. Complexity, a lot riding on the double AWPs into this one. Now, I've seen Poison 2 rounds in a row provide multi-kill openings on this CT AWP. Surely, Complexity can't count on him again.
I think one of the issues they're having right here is even with the openings, there was still a lot of space given up after Poison went down, right? Under window, they still had full mid control. There was no info. There was nothing contested from Complexity. Back on they go. Config dropping the one-way smoke down towards the underpass. Rez very fast on this. Poison spotted it. Config's taken down Rez here, but they need to find one more. ZTR's in the smoke. And they've evaporated through mid again. Need to be careful of the timings here.
It's an interesting state of affairs. Upon the loss of Rez, they will just hit pause, but they've got so much interesting kind of momentary map control. Poison's going to relieve the apps of Hampus. So now Complexity in such a crucial round have managed to find, again, 2 opening frags. Now previously, Nork and Plopsky didn't seem to care.
Ooh, this could be problems. Blame, he showed a leg. The nade is good.
Boom!
The flashes are back and forth, but it still feels like Complexity can give up a couple of fights here. The bomb's still towards top mid. Nork is really just hanging out for this pick here. If Blame oversteps the line, he might be forced into it.
Oh, that was it. That was what Nork was waiting for, and Blame gets away scot-free. Difficult now. He's trying to flash Plopsky up of the connector. Blame completely fine in his vision, and as he fluffs around with his Molotov, he's going to be burning, but he does stand and deliver. Burnt down to 9 HP. Nork caught out and finished off. That's a Complexity round. Completely stark contrast to the previous. They're just taking it in turns to batter one another.
You were bang on with that money situation. NIP can drop some guns and make this one work again. It doesn't look like Nork's investing, well, I say it, there it is, into the AWP. He's gone with Kev and no utility behind it, so just want to set him up with the big green for any success he can find. But this is definitely the business end right here. 14-14. We're going to go the full 30 rounds. If not, we're going to overtime. Let's see if these AWPs can sing once more for Cole. Blame aggressive this time.
Go on, Blame. Go on. What are you made of? Oh, he's got headshots. He'll go 1 for 1. Nork very capable in these close quarters trades. And it stops the round from spiraling. Poison wants to extend it, but Hampus wins the duel. AKV AWP mid now are less of a problem. The double AWPs becomes a single. Config now responsible for middle. NIP have managed to find 2 early casualties that favor them here. And it's such a crucial round in this game. This is Complexity's pick. This is their map. They need to prove their plan to be competitive in this series.
There'll be no money for next round if Cole loses this one.
It's certainly not out of the realms of possibility, but dude, they're vacating A, and NIP are slinking their way back. The paranoia of Rush being punished on B continues to permeate through the map.
Yeah, too little too late here. JK's pushing mid for info, wrong place. Unless Config can get his way Into position over towards CT spawn in 5 seconds.
You need to be quick, dude. It looks like they've paused ramp, so he might actually get there in time. Hampus is going to try and sell this as best he can. Config, though, does have the AWP, and Rush confirms that the Lurk is alone. Surely JKS will get there in time. The util suggests it, and what a shot from Config as they cross default. He's put the pressure on. They're turning it on. JKS doesn't have the bullets. He's desperately trying to survive. He will find the fresh mag. Flash for the repeat, but dunked down. And good from Rush. Only Naught. Can he clutch up again? A crucial round for the Swede. He's done it once. Can he do it again? He hits the first. Rush is gone. Now AWP. The AWP misses his shot into the legs. Now a 1v1 of chaos. Config, he's at a disadvantage. Nork with high impact rounds continues his hunt, but he peeks into it, and Config's AWP is enough to save Complexity right down to the wire. 15 HP, but 15 found, and 3 for the Dane.
Only just. Nork's going to be kicking himself there. It felt like more than enough in that situation.
I need the leg shot, dude, in the 1v1. You flicked, you just haven't quite flicked high enough. And yeah, you can see what that means. Great cut there. You get to see NIP HQ try and piece this one together. It's not one of those rounds you want to really be talking about when you've got round 30 to focus on. And I talked about their funds, Chad. It isn't actually beautiful for the T's. Let's see this again. This shot, bang, getting away. And then not only that, but providing this duel onto Nork on the 1v1. He did manage to nade down Plopsky and then win out on this one. Brave stuff, quick to the trigger. And 27. Yeah, you don't know how bloody close that was.
All right. NIP, the final buy here of regulation. 3 AKs, 2 Deagles. They made much less work. Utility behind this. The double AWP's back out for Complexity here. Will it just be another one of these B-side finishes or something new from NIP? The bomb's heading straight towards this A bomb side.
We haven't seen this before, Chad. 3 Palace early.
And drive through mid.
What? They punish it again. Complexity not going to get away with it this time. And Config, the hero of the previous, the reason it reads 15, is now forced to watch as his team tries to secure the conversion of his hard work. 2, make it 3 in apartments. I don't know if JKS is even equipped for this.
He's just used a lot of his nades towards middle, so he has to drop back. He has to play ticket.
Such wide open stance.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to concede the bomb site here. This will all come down to a bit of a retake scenario unless NIP change their tack. The fact that they still have 3 players up in Palace.
Yo, Poison, you're crazy. So he's holding the light position. If he stays there, he'll be able to call if anyone's crossing late. Pins pull through mid to A. Hampus has already taken down Poison. It's looking good. Maybe JKS can handle things. 3v3. Rush does well to evade the Deagle, and he hasn't burnt just the narrowest of corners. It does spread. He will fall, and Rush is so low, the Deagle will finish the job. NIP have a huge advantage. It's only Blame. Now he has the kit, and he has the flank, perhaps even the element of surprise. Nork, the healthiest of the 2. He's flubbed the nade. Maybe can do the job. Back it across. Nork lives on. And now I'm afraid for Blame, it's just a matter of time. Uncomfortable Jules. Nork confirms it. We're off to overtime. Impossible to separate these 2 right now in regulation. We have to catch our breath and prepare for OT, map 1 of our first quarterfinal.
Never let you double cross them. Moving through the city like it's Gotham. They told me get one, so I got one. Stop saying you're a boss when you not one. You ain't sacrificed, nah, you ain't lost none. All over the gram like you got a bag. You ain't big dog, we ain't hear none of that. I'm in the gym looking like a running back. And you know the flow, got him coming back. Who I was in the past, I'm unattached. Only focus in this moment is bringing the summer back. Oh, respect my grind, elevate souls, and I spread good vibes. Young divine, you know I gotta shine. Raise your hands for a good time. Aye.
Live until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you want it, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move. We move, we move. 3, 2, bringing summer to you.
Oh, ready, let's go. 'Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it round the world and back again. Ready, let's go. 'Cause you know, like I know, we'll take it round and round. Yo, hold up, let me switch my flow up. Back in high school, school, they were telling me I'll blow up. Doing talent shows and man, everyone will show up. Got in an accident and still made it for them to go nuts. You know what? I'm so what? I'm so That means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way I slide. And with the rhymes that make the dimes, I'll close their eyes and fantasize. I'm divine calling their phone number. Yeah. No, you know I love you. And you know me, I can't sleep.
When it comes to stealing rounds, and as a result, their opponent's dreams, IM Beijing Haijian was a great time for 100 Thieves. Vitality might have been a threat back then, but what Gratisfaction did was just a prelude to what was to come.
There's no bomb hunt yet. All the pressure of the timer right now is on 100 Thieves and Gratisfaction. Oh my god! Are you kidding me? Taking down Shocks as well!
The French fought valiantly and were able to earn some crucial points, but when the game transitioned onto Inferno, there was a very important factor that they didn't take into consideration, and that was JKS defending the bomb site.
They almost catch him at the angle. Can they finally bring down JKS? He's going to try and flash his way into a fight. What does it take to bring him down in the speed defense? The flash for the setup, and actually, he makes it back around the smoke. He's still a factor here. Oh no, they line up behind it. I can't believe it. He's destroyed their team. There's nothing that will stop JKS. Unbelievable.
Two Counter-Strike teams in the quarter-final, and it is ups and downs for both of them. They've been riding this emotional wave throughout a turbulent Mirage, and we are yet to separate them. It's Ninjas in Pyjamas, Complexity, OT, heroics from some of the individuals of both squads, Nork and Plopsky, Config with the clutch, Poison with the entries. It's all to play for. Double Orps in the mix, and Blame ready to try his hand at mid-hold. This is a chance. Config does get eluded by the good moves of Hampus. He's clearly rehearsed his flight path. He's completely underexposed. That's his chance, and Config seizes it. A moment's lapse of Hampus's judgment, and it does put him as a sitting duck for that boosted Orp. There is our first blood for Colt.
Yeah, Rez trying to take back a bit of space here. Very noisy about things, so this will be heard just faking out that window jump as the bomb once again makes its way up Cat. Looking to punish this B bomb site. This is what the early stages of NIP's T-half look like. Lots of slow rounds, but they're quick.
It's only Rush. It's only Rush. This is scary. Really scary now on the Orc. That's a crucial frag. ZTR's now down, and Config's going to get swung upon.
I'm on this.
Klopsky's from Apps. He can't stay here forever, but just in time, he finds Nork. And another. Rez is his next victim. 3 from the AWP of Config. You could not ask for more. Plopsky advancing. Timer. He wants to try and nutmeg on that smoke peak. No one's going to give it to him. Blame crawling into the apartments as well. What a shot! Plopsky catching JKS, but he's not ready for a second. And Complexity, by virtue of the double AWPs, puts a 16th on the board.
Yeah, Config, when he has this secondary AWP, right? If you're a secondary AWPer, you can take a couple more risks. You're not really, you don't research the tendencies of a secondary AWPer. So Config's hitting that flow state like he did on the tail end of their series of Vertigo not too many days ago. And he's looking good. This one right here, perched up.
Oh, okay, yeah, it was quick. Just as Hampus was releasing that crouch key.
There was a timer on that, right? Because that push from Plopsky was coming through, so it does well to get away with a couple of big kills, but Hampus back towards middle. Aimed with some bullets through the smoke to dissuade, and this one's looking likely to be an A hit.
Oh,
okay.
Wow, that's one way to open up proceedings. Another Config entry. 2 opening kills in back-to-back defensive rounds. Puts NIP in a very dire circumstance. What do you do? Poison, that's a perfect timing for the incendiary. Opts for ramp. JKS using that smoke to great success, at least hide from the spray. In fact, Rez now down. And another one from Poison. The Orps are doing all the work. Throwing 4 players on their backs. It's nice from Hampus. JKS. Very predictable position. You know where he is if he's still alive, but it's good from ZTR. Shouldn't be much more. Down to just 2 HP, it'll be blamed to make sure it doesn't get out of control. You can see a double nade had his name on it as well.
You don't get any stats for what JKS just did, but like the pit player on Inferno that we highlight on the CT side, survivability so your teammates can rotate over, that is fantastic work right there, and even better stuff from Config and Poison. You're right, these AWPs, ever since we spoke about it, right, there was all that B pressure coming in from NIP, there were no real eyes on the extremities, and the AWPs have come alive. One more round here in the first half of OT, and well, even an extra AWP left on the ground in Spawn. So much cash to splash.
Take this round count. They've got the boost, and it's previously cost him again. Hampus the punish. A mid-window miss from the smoke. It does enable Blame to perhaps be a bit more present on that cross to short.
Blame's gambling towards B. If he stays in kitchen right now, it's the right...
Oh, what a shot! Hampus has single-handedly taken both of the influential AWPers out. Just like that, Poison, Config, the heroes of the previous 16th and 17th for Complexity now completely nullified. The rest should be a formality. What you got for us, Rush?
It's another here.
Definitely. It's damage, it's not enough. Blame's managed to sneak ahead of the smoke. Maybe, maybe not. Plopsky finds his head, and it will not be a perfect defense in this OT.
Yeah, and JKS just coming through Spawn there as the 40-second starts of the bomb timer. So for him to get back into a round like this, they know he's the A anchor. They'll be expecting the flank, and they're already positioned to deal with this. JKS not long for this world, but great for NIP to bounce on in, and there it is. Plopsky takes him on down, but we'll be getting into the second half of OT right away. But that's the situation they needed one, right? If NIP were going into this next half trying to defend, trying to keep things level. They've done this so many times now, right? When they haven't dropped that top mid smoke.
3 or 4?
Yeah, they've just run out dry, and that has caught Complexity out almost every single time. So some great shooting there from Hampus. Leading the charge over there, 28 for him, 27 for Plopsky. Haven't really been taking too much note of the scores on the doors, but those two have been doing a lot of work here as we get back underway. Complexity is setting up for what looks to be an A execute off the bat.
I haven't seen one of these in the entirety of this game.
Well, JKS and Rush are still towards top mid, so they might try and sneak down and come through connector late here. Just this A pull to try and bait out some nades, keep some vision, force some rotations, and it's doing exactly that. Rush and JKS are sneaking, but it's Hampus again they have to get past.
Yeah, he's been such a thorn in their side. Such effective destabilizing plays. Rez confirms mid is a problem. Hampus decides not to take the swing. Starting to apply more pressure. They've used all of their util, Chad. They have to be making something out of this. It's late. As the smokes start to fade, they push on in. Rez deals with the first on connector. He has support. JKS doesn't last much longer either. Strong first round of the defense here.
Isolated.
Just one by one, the frags, yeah, isolated couldn't be a better word for it. Config, however, 32 now. I'm not ready to cancel his celebration just yet. Especially now Poison's hitting shots, and Config and Poison putting their heads together to try and make a 2v5 a reality. Not to be for Config. Maybe Poison's got more in him. 35, he knows. One on stairs, and oh, a hard flick, but he actually nails it, lives on as well as he mashes his crouch key. Can he really get away with murder? A bomb plant they don't want to contest. You know it's an AWP. And you know we're up against Nork. If you could just find Rez. Tries it. Hard shot onto the slither of one. He's so known. He's being pushed very close. He has found Rez. Close quarters. Oh! It's down to the no-scopes. Nork will take it. My God, Poison makes them work for it. A bead of sweat on his brow. Nork with the defuse. We go 17 to 17.
Ooh, that was so much closer than that round was worth. You could just see the first 3 kills of that round. They were just one at a time.
Bloody hell.
And then that happens. Poison really, really testing the limits here.
Like this flick, but bear in mind he's obscured by the body. You just have to be a gamer. Poison is. This one as well. Come off it, mate. Does go down. But if he just got around that corner, you know, he could have started playing the time, playing the angles. Whoo-wee. Tense, very tense. 17 to 17. Early out mid, no early death. We've been seeing an awful lot of that. And Config wants to try and take matters into his own hands. A quick molly to stop Hampus from contesting his walk up. And a very good flash that doesn't seal his fate. Yo, Poison's very early on this challenge. What on earth? He's peeking into B at 1 minute 26. From short, no less.
Not going to be able to do this for too long.
Surely the timer on that is based upon that smoke. Config lurking around it for now.
They're looking for a pick here. The bomb's still down towards top mid and no indication of where Complexity want to end. But claustrophobic for NIP, right? They're quite tight in this.
This can all hinge on just that switch flicked by Complexity. Rez is close quarters, and actually ZTR has provided the first. It seems good. Cole with one, forcing their way back into the A site. Two more members of the NIP squad. And Blame catches ZTR. It's a disaster. That was supposed to be the safekeeping. Now the bomb can go down. And just like that, the round has turned all around. Nice from Hampus. It's kept even. Nork's being hunted. Blame doesn't want to really play with fire. Careful, Nork, with the quick switch. He's lost his teammate, and he's made a step. Blame knows where he's coming from, and that is 18 for Complexity. 4 from Blame F on the connector advance.
Oh, stole another one there. Another great start from NIP. A couple of easy kills. Looked like they're in the right positions. Then just out of nowhere, Blame appears. ZTR caught pants down, red-faced. And Complexity 1 round away from picking up map number 1.
Was he still concerned about Palace and Ram?
I think he must have been, right? But there was so many bodies coming up through connector, especially with JKS going down early. You know that he's traditionally going to be the Apps or A ramp player.
True,
all right.
True.
Oh, double OT or bust here for NIP.
Rez dropping that smoke. He's going to try and peek around it and does very well to find one. And it's Config, no less, a huge prize scalp to be boasting. Poison up to his usual antics, and
that's a back.
Yeah, presents his bottom for a spanking. Oh dear. Huge gaps now for the defense. What's the call from Blame?
ZTR looks like he wants to gamble, right? He's already left that A site, just completely leaving Nork up to his own
with
devices.
An AWP.
Yeah, and he's going to have to go combat AWPing heavy here.
No, he should have JKS though. And he does. Now, is that the lurk or is there more? He'll drop the smoke and start asking questions of mid. ZTR rotating back, thinking better of his decision to hedge. And they do have jungle smoked. Stairs as well from Poison.
Nork's going to have to do all these AWPing from the site here. You can see he's still stranded, trying to transition back now. If the execute comes in, he could be in a world of hurt.
These smokes enable them to focus all of their attention on Nork's
This is going to be nuts.
He is in such a good position, and the close quarters AWPing pays off. Levels the odds, and then more trade from Poison, close quarters, and now a 1v2. ZTR peppered by the P250. He actually burns to the molly. He did enough with the P250. He's made it a 1v1. Poison looking to end it right here and right now. It looks so good for NIP, and now Hampus has to secure it. If he wants to go double OT, 25 seconds. We've seen Poison play around this box. So close on the first, and he's done it with a quick one. Poison's a beast. The quickest of flicks secures Complexity. Mirage done in one. My God, the finest of margins separating these two right now. And we'll be back with the death. Trace Stunner Sorrentha steering the ship. Kassad and YNK to break it down.